Hello everyone, over here is the Jeep Avenger, guys, the all-new Jeep Avenger. Now this has to be one of the most interesting models released by Jeep, guys, primarily because we're seeing a shift in objectives by the Jeep brand, guys, and especially from Fiat, Chrysler automobiles, and then equally Stellantis. The idea of a new crossover SUV, in my opinion, is not entirely necessary anymore because everybody has been coming up with it. Now, why do we need to have another crossover SUV? This Jeep Avenger costs 43,000 euros. Is it good value for money or not? We're gonna find out in a moment, everyone. Let's get down with this review right now. I'm going to show you all a number of areas where Jeep has literally tried its best to cover its Peugeot identity, and there are a number of hilarious things Jeep has actually done to cover that fact. Look at this, a Jeep symbol over there, another Jeep symbol on the rim of the wheel. I have exciting news. This Jeep Avenger is electric. Now I would like to take a moment to have a look at the front grille of this Jeep Avenger, guys. The front grille of the Jeep Avenger has this really strong identity to it. In fact, this particular design could be a strong reference to the Jeep Wagoneer from the 1980s, guys. And they've implemented this design across majority of their models of today, guys, including the new Jeep Grand Cherokee. How amazing is that? If we look carefully at this Jeep Avenger, on the side, it looks very much like the Jeep Renegade. It's really interesting how they've gone about the design. But then as we look towards this area, like if you look at this portion right here, this does look like Opel a lot. Like this is a giveaway that this is Opel. However, I've compared this. I've compared the size of this Jeep Avenger with the Jeep Renegade. I've compared the size of this Jeep Avenger with the Jeep Renegade, and I can confirm this looks smaller than the Renegade. In fact, I think it's a segment below. You get parking sensors at the front and at the rear, guys, but you do not get 360-degree parking cameras. Over here you get what looks like an air vent, but it's not, guys. It's just hard plastic that has no purpose. You get keyless entry. However, the keyless entry only applies to the driver door, but it doesn't apply to the passenger side front door, and there's no other keyless entry to other four doors, guys. On the bright side, you do get blind spot monitoring. This whole area in the middle wobbles a lot. Guys, the part I was very excited for, the interior. Oh my goodness, the interior looks interesting. It does. I have to check it out. The interior looks far more interesting with this yellow trim. This is so cool. I like this actually. So it seems like Jeep has tried to make it very Jeep-ish. Did they succeed in that though? Yes and no, guys. Yes, because look at the color theme they've used. Look at the way they've put everything. It's quite interesting. But then on the other hand, no, because to me it's very obvious this is based on a Peugeot, and the first evidence is this area right here, guys. Peugeot would have a piano right here, but Jeep literally has the same concept going on. The impression I get with what Jeep has tried over here, it seems like they tried to imitate the Jeep Wrangler. It's cool, it's nice they tried, but they didn't entirely succeed. Like as soon as you look at the interior quality, it's so obvious it's from a PSA group car. The button itself looks very much like other PSA group cars, and the window buttons, oh, don't even get me started. It looks like it's from a Peugeot or a Citroën. The headrest is really good. Wow. Okay, the headrest is surprisingly good, guys. I mean, most cars I've sat in always have firm headrests, but wow, this headrest is really, really good. I like it. Now this steering wheel can be adjusted up and down, but it can also be moved in and out, guys. So it's really flexible, guys. Now seating adjustment is manual. It's not electric, unfortunately, which is a bit disappointing given that it's 43,000 euros. I would have expected a bit more. No sunroof, no panoramic roof either. Why don't we just take a brief look at the seat, guys? I mean, look at this. This is nice. It's cute. So leather combined with fabric and a touch of yellow to it as well. Interior of the Jeep Avenger, everyone. Yep. Now the interior is quite interesting how they've gone about it. Interior of the Jeep Avenger, guys. So over here, let's start with the infotainment system. This is your infotainment system, and the fact that it has this layout, again, this is a reminder of Peugeot, because I know Peugeot likes to have this sort of layout for their cars. At least you get a digital instrument cluster. Now, over here are your climate controls. There's no media control. I guess most of the controls are in the screen. Across this interior, it's mostly hard plastic, and this is proven over here. Hard plastic, just a touch of leather here. Otherwise, for the rest of the interior, just hard plastic everywhere. Oh, armrest has a touch of leather. That's a plus. We have to cover practicality solutions, guys. So over here, you get this pleasant practicality solution, and it can be used for various things. Like you can put your phone over here, or you can put a book. Then over here is your transmission, and right there is your massive storage space, which can be used for your telephone as well. And then you get 12-volt socket right here, USB points right here and right here. And then this looks like, well, a bottle holder. It can be a storage space too. Then over here you get 3 cup holders, which are adjustable. Otherwise you can have 2 cup holders. And then you get a central console storage space, but then this storage space is small, not surprisingly. If it's too small for you, just use this area. I mean, that's what I would do. Door bin. Wow, the door bin is actually good. Cannot fit a big water bottle, but I can confirm that it's actually quite deep, guys. And now the glove box, guys. Wow. Okay, this has to be one of the best glove boxes I've ever seen. This is the thing about PSA group cars, and now with this Jeep Avenger, is that they have one of the deepest glove boxes in the automotive industry. The presentation over here is good, guys, okay? It's very nice. You have a lot of practicality solutions. However, it seems to me it has been added as an afterthought. It's like almost as if they forgot to add a cover, or it's almost as if there was intention for a cover over here or something. Because look at this. You don't get any sunglasses holder. Now it is time to check out the rear seats of the Jeep Avenger, but I already noticed another problem. I'm not really a big fan of this door handle because, first of all, for a Jeep, why would you need a coupe style to it? It doesn't make much sense. And then secondly, when you have shopping in your hands or something, it's not very easy to open. See? It's not very easy. So that's why I have to literally stand here to open it more easily. Now it is time for me to check out the rear seat of the Jeep Avenger. If only I can get in easily. First of all, there's no handle for me to help myself. Great, so how do I get in? It is very narrow in the back, guys. Narrow entrance, and also depending on the seating adjustment of the front passenger and the driver, there can be some mixed experience in the back seat, guys. For instance, this front passenger decided they were entitled, and they moved the seat all the way back at my knees, and so my knee room is limited. But then it can be improved if the passenger is more generous. Leg room is actually good, but it's a bit limited because of the railings down there. Now when it comes to headroom, headroom is good. The headrest is a bit firm though. Alright guys, so you get rear seat pockets, you get a USB point right here, and yeah, that's about it for the rear seat, guys. There's no storage solution, like no armrest or anything. And there's no side door pocket for some reason. It's quite alarming. Now it is time to check out the boot space, guys. Let's hope the boot space is at least promising. So the boot space is, I'm going to say it's a bit average for its size and segment, but a bit smaller than average, I'd say. Yeah, smaller than average. Beacon of up lighting though, and some hooks right here for your shopping. But I don't see any tether point anywhere, guys. Wow. Yeah, this is a bit eerie. What's going on over here? Why is there so many things missing? And I don't even see any 12-volt socket anywhere. With the rear seats folded down, guys, you don't get a flat storage space, but you do get enough space to move certain things. If you want to move houses, this is probably not the car for you guys, but you can always give it a shot. So here's my conclusion of the Jeep Avenger, guys. I have to say, you know what? This is really promising as a company vehicle. It makes a lot of sense to get one of these as a company vehicle for professional purposes. And I see this happening because here in the EU market, there's a high demand for company vehicles, especially that are electric. So it makes a lot of sense as to why there are a lot of things missing. But then the big question, for a price of 43,000 euros, is it good value for money or not? Again, if you're buying it for personal use, no, it is nowhere close, guys. I don't even know what Jeep was thinking. I know Jeep is trying to compete in the small SUV segment, but the way they've gone about it is just no. No. Would you like my humble opinion of this Jeep Avenger? Oh, I love it so much. I love this Jeep Avenger, guys. The only reason being because it's electric and the practicality solutions inside were quite nice. The front had amazing practicality solutions, but then I also love it because it makes me appreciate Peugeot cars even more. I'm being serious, the practicality solution in the front was surprisingly very good. I have no idea what was going on in the back seat. It's like there was a disconnection between those who were working on the practicality for the front and those who were working on the practicality for the rear. It was not very practical in the rear and in the boot space also. And then also it's just in terms of identity, it's become obvious Jeep only created this Avenger for competition's sake. However, the release of this Jeep Avenger is proof that Jeep has become more competitive than ever. I am under this impression that they've become a little too competitive, that they've done this in a bit of a rush, guys. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos that are on the run. And let me know in the comment section what you all think of this Jeep Avenger.